Dear friends, yesterday we read about the most important green movement. It has captured the attention of human civilization in all countries of the world. In New Zealand, first Green Party was constituted in 1972. Consequent upon the sincere initiative of this Green Party, we have realized that the earth is complete as human being and it has biological needs. This human approach to recognize earth as holistic and biological organism is as important as the concept introduced by Copernicus that the earth and other planets moves round the sun. But it is a matter of great concern that the earth has reflected very serious concern about its declining health. In 1987, a new concept of sustainable development means that using our resources by keeping enough for the future generation came in the mind of the people. The narrator gives an example of Jew in Lusaka with board of the most dangerous animal. But there is no animal, but a mirror which reflects that human being is the most dangerous animal of the earth. Keeping in mind the painful situation of Mother Earth, the environment conscious people have organized into different NGOs and they have been working very seriously to educate human beings. There are millions of species of different habitats of the earth. Many commissions and committees have been constituted to do needful. One of such international committee, known as Bandit Commission, was shocked to see the degraded situation and they have asked a very serious question whether we are going to hand over a burnt earth to our coming generation. That's all for today. Students, welcome to Har Ghar Pathshala. This is Surendra Pundir, lecturer in English, Government Senior Secondary School, Naradhar District and more. Today we have second part of the lesson, The Ailing Planet, the Green Movement's Role, written by Nani Palkhiwala. The lesson begins here. Mr. Lester R. Brown, in his thoughtful book, The Global Economic Prospect, points out that the Earth's principal biological systems are four: fisheries, forests, grassland, and croplands, and they form the foundation of the global economic system. This year's Global Economic Prospect also stands for the World Bank Group flagship report that examines global economic development and prospects with a special focus on emerging market and developing economics. It is issued twice a year in January and June. Lester R. Brown, United States famous environmentalist, in the Global Economic Prospect, classified biological system as four categories: all marine life like fish as fisheries, all wildlife as forest land, all pet animals, rodents, etc. on grassland, and we human beings dependent on cropland. He says all these four systems form the foundation of economic system. In addition to supplying our food, these four systems provide virtually all the raw material for industry except minerals and petroleum derived synthetics. In large areas of the world, human claims on these systems are reaching an unsustainable level, a point where their productivity is being impaired. Synthetic means made by chemical processes. According to Brown, these systems help in providing all the raw material for our industries, but it is unfortunate that many of these systems have reached to its end, which hampers the productivity. When this happens, fisheries collapse, forest land disappear, grasslands are converted into barren wasteland, and cropland deteriorate. In a protein-conscious and protein-hungry world, overfishing is common every day. In poor countries, local forests are being decimated in order to procure firewood for cooking. Therefore, fisheries and marine lives are collapsing. Jungles are disappearing. Grassland has become barren and cropland have lost fertility. Dear students, it is very tragic that both rich and poor countries are responsible for it, while rich countries are doing overfishing because of protein conscious and poor countries are cutting forest for the fuel wood. In some places, firewood has become so expensive that what goes under the pot now costs more than what goes inside it. Since the tropical forest, in the words of Mr. Dr. Maris, the powerhouse of evolution, several species of life face extinction as a result of its destruction. It is sad that sometimes even the cost of the food being cooked in less than the woods being burned for cooking the food. The famous British environmentalist Norman Myers says that forests are the powerhouse and this uncontrolled forest cutting has brought many species to the edge of extinction. It has been well said that forests precede mankind, deserts follow. The world's ancient patrimony of tropical forests is now eroding at the rate of 40 to 50 million acres a year, and the growing use of dung for burning deprives the soil of an important natural fertilizer. It is said that before human species on this earth, it was full of forest, and after human, it would be desert. It is unfortunate that the tropical forest, which used to be the dwelling of many wildlife, is being cut at alarming speed of 50 million acres per year. In rural areas, people use dung for fuel, and the land is deprived of the organic fertilizer. The World Bank estimates that a five-fold increase in the rate of forest planting is needed to cope with the expected fuel wood demanded in the year 2000. James Smith, the president of the World Resource Institute, said the other day, "We were saying that we are losing the forest at an acre a second, but it is much closer to an acre and a half to a second." It was estimated by the World Bank that by 2000, 20 years back, five times planting was required, and by now the situation would have gone drastic. Mr. James Smith, the president of World Resource Institute, warned that we were not losing forest an acre per second, but 1.5 acre every second. Wasn't it astonishing and alarming? Article 48A of the Constitution of India provides that the state shall endeavour to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. In the Constitution of India, our visionary constitution makers have provided special Article 48A directing the states to take steps to safeguard the forest, wildlife, and to improve environment. But students, our states failed completely to obey these directions of the Constitution, which is also unfortunate. But what causes endless anguish is the fact that laws are never respected nor enforced in India. For instance, the Constitution says that casteism, untouchability, and boundary labor shall be abolished, but they flourish shamelessly even after 44 years, even 70 years of the operation of the Constitution. The most disgusting and frustrating fact is that the laws are rarely respected in India by majority of the citizens. As you must have seen that there is legal penalties on dowry, casteism, eve-teasing, child labor, bondage labor, but all these crimes are flourishing shamelessly as we see in this picture. A recent report of our Parliament's estimate committees has highlighted the near catastrophic depletion of India's forest over the last 4 decades. India, according to reliable data, is losing its forest at the rate of 3.7 million acres a year. Large areas officially designated as forest land are already virtually treeless. Dear students, you must be knowing different committees are constituted in state legislature and also in the parliament. An Indian Parliament Estimate Committee has highlighted that India was losing 3.7 million acres of forest every year, and many reserve forests, only in documents, are factually entirely treeless. All trees have been cut. The actual loss of forest is estimated to be about 8 times the rate indicated by government statistics. A 3-year study using satellite and aerial photography conducted by the United Nations warns that the environment has deteriorated so badly that it is critical in many of the 88 countries investigated. It is also sad that the actual loss to the forest is much more than this government estimate. The photographs taken by satellite and from the year by United Nations during 3 years research have threatened that the environment has polluted so badly in many of the 88 countries being observed that it has become now very difficult for the wildlife and other species to live on this earth. That's all for today, dear students. Meeting you tomorrow with the next part of this lesson. Thank you. Have a wonderful day ahead.